Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, Keeping Canards. I'm so excited to have you here today. I'm going to go over our family style curriculum that we will be using this year for the 24-25 school year. I am also going to talk about electives and extracurricular activities, which I know can be a touchy subject. So let's get to it. Okay, so if you guys have seen my other videos, you know my kids' ages, but I'm just going to go through it real quick. I have 5 children. I have a 2-year-old, and then we're into birthdays, so we're changing. But this school year, I will have my 2-year-old. I will have a preschooler, a kindergartner, a 3rd grader, and a 6th grader. We're going from 2 to 4 students. It's just going to be awesome. So I wanted to talk about what we're doing for our family style curriculums. We are doing Bible curriculum this year, and I'm really excited. My husband has decided that he wants to join us with this, so we are going to be doing Rooted from Treehouse Schoolhouse. I'm so excited to do this. We will be doing this as a family at night. So some people do Bible in the morning. My husband is not here in the morning, so he wanted to join. So we are going to be doing this as a family at night, which is so awesome because part of the reason we homeschool is flexibility. So if I want to do a subject at night, I can. So we're going to be doing Bible subjects at night. We are still doing our co-op. Next year, we have been going to the same co-op for the last 2 years. So this will be our 3rd year. We love it. It's been a great community for our family. My kids have friends. I have friends. It's been really awesome. I want to preface by saying you do not have to do a co-op if you homeschool. If it's too much, don't do one. If you love it, great. If you have not found your community, don't feel obligated to stay where you are. Keep looking. So that being said, we're going to do our Thursday co-op. And then a gal from our Thursday co-op is heading up a group for, they use My Father's World. So we will be doing exploring countries and cultures as our history this year. So we're going to be focusing on world geography with all of my kids. And it will be in, they call it a synergy group. I'm new to My Father's World. So My Father's World is actually like this whole curriculum that goes over all the subjects. And it's very like family style. You can teach all the kids the same topic at their own level. It's really cool. So if you're interested in that, I am not the person to talk about it. But we will be doing this in like a synergy group on Monday afternoons. And we are going to be meeting every other week. So my plan is to basically we'll go to our synergy group. Like I think the first week we're talking about the United States. And then we have 2 weeks until we meet again. So during those 2 weeks, I am going to be expanding into like state studies and stuff like that to expand this into a more comprehensive history, it's geography, but history curriculum for our year next year. So really, really, really excited to do. Let's move into science. Okay, so we use the Good and the Beautiful. Obviously, if you've watched my videos, we use the Good and the Beautiful a lot. I just adore their science units. My kids love their science units. We've probably done like a third of them. And this year I decided that it would be really fun to focus on animals. So we are going to be studying all kinds of animals this year. We did renew our zoo membership. It's a little bit far away, but I'm hoping that we can take quite a few field trips there. Maybe possibly go to the aquarium. We're not studying marine animals, but it still would be fun. So let's go through our science. We are going to be starting with mammals from the Good and the Beautiful. You'll see that their recommendation is 3rd through 8th grade. I agree with that. I really agree that this is great for 3rd through 8th graders. That being said, just like they say, if you have a student, like Zoe's older than Jonas. So if you have an older student, Jonah's been tagging along with our Good and the Beautiful science units for the last 2 years. So since he was in 1st grade, he does get a little bored, but it's still good learning for him and good activities. And the older he gets, the more fun it is. So he will be doing this with us, and I'm going to show you some exciting things that they just came out with. But so we're going to do mammals. I think their science units usually have like between 12 and 14. Yeah, 12. This one has 14 lessons. It's a little bit bigger. There's 12 and 14 lessons, and it's, again, open and go. You just open it and do lesson number 1, and they just have all these fun activities. There's videos that you can watch. There's questions, and this is the teacher's guide. So full of pictures, all kinds of things to guide you, and activities to cut out. These, I think they're called non-consumable items. So you can use this year after year after year, multiple times with your students. I also, for all of the science units, but I also bought the mammals book pack to go with it, just to add to our library, but also to correlate our science lesson with some read alouds. And then last year, I bought this last year actually to do with my kids, but we never got to it. So I did buy 2 student journals, and I'm going to explain in a minute what I'm doing this year with them. So each science unit comes with a student journal. They do have a extension for 7th and 8th graders. So if you have older kids, this is the 3rd through 6th grade book. So if you have older children, you're going to want to order the 7th and 8th grade book. But it just has activities for each unit, and obviously a lot of this I will have to read to Jonah because it's quite a lot. But there's activities and studies that you can do and stuff, so that's exciting. And so what I'm planning on doing is putting a binder together for history and science. So I will put all of our worksheets for this in a binder, and then for all of our other science units, I only bought one. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I only bought one, and I'm going to photocopy it so that Jonah can do it too. And we're going to put it in a binder, and then they'll just use their science and history binders for that. And then the Good and the Beautiful just came out with these beautiful, wonderful things, because we have 7th and 8th grade science extensions. This is meant for 3rd through 6th grade, but besides their little science curriculum, there's really not much that my little girls can do. Well, dun 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 dun! They just came out with this. These are science unit tag-alongs, basically. So they're for preschool through 2nd grade. It's just activities that go with the science units, so the girls can sit at the table and learn about animals if they want, or they can go and then just come back and like do the activity, like circle the monkey that matches the first monkey in each row, color this picture. It's just wonderful. Really excited for that. So I'm not going to go through all of them in detail, but that's mammals. And then after we do mammals, much smaller, but after we do mammals, we're going to do reptiles, amphibians, and fish. I know Jonah's going to freak out, and he's just going to love it. Again, got the little people extension, the medium people extension. Next year I'll have to buy the big people extension because I will be in 7th grade. And then we got the read alouds to go with them. And then our last science unit is going to be about birds. I am so excited for this. It's going to be about birds. We're going to do this in the spring. I'm hopeful there will be more birds around. Maybe we can even go bird watching. And they actually, the Good and the Beautiful has a bird like notebook, a bird watching book. So you can find that on their website if you want to buy that to go with it too. Again, read aloud book pack that comes with it. This is totally optional, but I just really love it, so I bought it. Little people guide, medium people guide, and that's that. Those are our 3 science units. That's going to take us through the entire year. So our focus is animals this year, and it actually works out because with the exploring countries and cultures, there is a science attachment that we will be doing with our group that goes over ecosystems. So that will work really well actually with our animals too. So those are all of our family style units. Now let's get into electives. Okay, so for electives, so I really wanted to take Spanish, but I really didn't want to add that onto her when we have everything else going on. Plus, I think that I haven't really found a curriculum for Spanish that I really like. So if you have a Spanish curriculum recommendation, send it my way. But she's going to be doing typing for her elective. She knows how to type, but I really want to give her some type of formal education when it comes to typing. And The Good and the Beautiful has a typing curriculum. I think it's boring. It's like not a story. Like when I was in school, we had like this fun typing game, and it was like so like kept your attention, and you went through the storyline, did all this. So I'm still figuring it out, but I think we're gonna do typing online, like through Typing Club or maybe typing.com. That's what I'm thinking for typing. Now here's where I know it's gonna get a little controversial. A lot of homeschooling families, do not do sports or extracurriculars with their kids because they're because they just, their focus is on family, and our focus is on our family. However, that being said, this is my opinion, so please don't come at me if you disagree. I really think that doing extracurricular activities is beneficial to kids, and not just sports, just in general. Our kids are homeschooled, so we live, breathe like flexibility and availability and fostering sibling relationships. So to take my kids to sports that they're interested in learning, or to music, or to theater, I want to support them in those ideas that they want to learn how to do. So that being said, as of right now, they're still doing recreational. If we get into like select playing and stuff like that, I might pull back. I haven't decided yet. We haven't discussed it because we're not there yet. But my thought process is, if this can be beneficial to their future, then I want to help foster that. Like if Zoe wanted to do theater because she really wanted to learn how to do acting or whatever as like a career, then of course I'm going to foster that. If she wants to continue playing a sport in hopes that it will allow her to get a scholarship for college, yes, I'm going to foster that. I'm going to allow her to do that because we homeschool, so we do have that flexibility. And I'm not saying it's wrong if you don't homeschool to send your kids to sports, not saying that at all. However, my personal opinion is, if my kids weren't together all the time and they were at school all day, I don't think I would let them do sports because it would just be too much. But because we have the option to be flexible with our schedule, we let them do what they're interested in. That being said, that was like a whole story for my short little clip on what we're doing. So Zoe started volleyball this last spring and fell in love with it. So she is going to be continuing volleyball. We're just doing it recreational through a local place. And that's like a PE credit too. In our state, we're required to do physical education. So that's her PE. She will be playing spring and fall volleyball. And then Jonah did Trail Life this last year. If you don't know what Trail Life is, it's basically like the Christian version of Boy Scouts. They also have one for girls. It's called American Heritage Girls. But Jonah did Trail Life this last year. It's taught him a lot of skills, taught him about God, how to be a biblical foundational man. I mean, obviously he's not a man, but and it actually allowed him and his dad to really connect. So he will be continuing Trail Life next year. And then he's also going to be doing basketball. We are trialing it this summer. If he loves it, then we'll stick with it. If he doesn't, we won't push him to do something else because he's already doing Trail Life. And then the girls, my little girls, they want to try activities too. Normally my rule is that they can't do any activities until 5, which Amelia will be turning 6. So she's going to do, I think, soccer she wants to try. And then Sophie wants to do dance. She wants to do ballet. So I think for her, we're going to try and put her in like a daytime class during the week so that I'm not throwing dance at night on top of all these sports. And I know you're like, how are you going to be in that many places at one time? We rotate sports. So I'm only allowing, with the exception of Trail Life, because that's year round, I'm only allowing 2 extracurricular activities per season. So Zoe and Amelia will do sports fall and spring. Jonah and Sophie will do their activities winter and summertime, and then Trail Life is year round. And that's like my cutoff because I have 5 children, 2 with special needs. We have speech therapy, occupational therapy. It's just nuts, but we are just living the dream. And so that is all of our family subjects and our extracurricular activities. Tell me about your life. Do you guys do extracurriculars? What are you studying for your family subjects? Leave it down in the comments. And that is the end of that. So I hope you guys have a great evening. If you have any questions, again, I'm always here to answer them. Go ahead and reach out, send me a message, or shoot me a comment down below, and I'd be happy to answer them. See you next time.